Welcome back to Choo Choo Charles. Let me remind myself what I was doing. Let's see. Okay, so I've got a weapon to find up here, another required mission. Maybe this is where I'm going to get the key to that temple. I don't know. And then we've got an optional mission up there. I just completed a mission here. At some point, I need to come back around and grab this and this, but that'll probably be on another loop. And then at some point, I've also got to come up here. There's a bunch of required missions up here. So I've still got a bunch to do. My daughter, I was telling my daughter Calliope about this game, and she's actually watched a speed running video of this game, which it's kind of, she actually told me, oh yeah, I watched several speedrunning videos about this game, and then corrected herself and said, wait, no, I watched one video several times. So she actually knows more about this game than I do. She started, asking me all of this stuff about, what I had done, what I had discovered, how far I'd gotten, that sort of thing. She filled me in on a couple of things. Remember, last episode, I found this, altar, I guess. It was some stairs up to a little square. And I tried to interact with it. I couldn't figure out what it was. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll figure it out later. Turns out it doesn't do anything right now. It was actually during development, or maybe during early access. I'm not sure, actually, about the details. It was an early version of where the boss battle happens, or maybe an early version of the temple where you trigger the boss battle. And so that was their first version of it, and then they made the temple and made the final version of the boss battle, but left all of those altars there because why not? It was cool. So she was full of all kinds of trivia like that, which I thought was fun. But yeah, she was asking me, she was telling me about the fact that, the speedrunners that she was watching had, specific routes that they would take to sort of do the bare minimum that it took to fight Charles. And, and I realized this game actually does seem like it would lend itself really well to speedrunning, because it is really all about kind of planning a route and figuring out, efficient ways to do things, how not to waste a bunch of scrap, stuff like that. All right, that's all the scrap in there. Cool. Wonder what else I'm missing. So I went on that one mission into a mine to get an egg. They hinted that there were 3 such eggs that I needed to get. And I'm wondering, are there missions to get those eggs? Or do I have to just find the other mines by myself? I mean, there are enough missions out there on the map right now that plausibly, yeah, it could be that I'll be directed by those missions to get those particular things. Like what's this over here? It looks like there's some kind of building over here that maybe I should explore on my own. And it could be that some of that stuff is the mines where I get the eggs. I don't know. So La Coalition is confirming that, yes, if I actually manage to do enough damage to Charles, I can drive him off. That really does happen. That description that an NPC gave me is true. How much scrap? I have 36 scrap. Oh, I should actually spend it soon. But part of the problem... Yeah, so I was talking to Calliope about sort of my resource problem. The fact that, because scrap is used to get permanent upgrades to my train, I always feel like I have to conserve as much scrap as possible, which means I don't want to use crap. I don't want to use crap to repair my train. But because I never repair my train, I never see what it's like to actually fight Charles at my current upgrade level, because actually fighting him would involve me having full health and him having full health, and us seeing, how we stack up against each other. But I never do that. I never heal. And so I have no idea how effective I am against Charles right now. And so I'm not sure when I will hit a bar where, the amount of upgrades I've got is actually enough for me to threaten him. I don't know when I'm ready to fight him, because I keep just being absolutely terrified to spend my resources on repairing my train. And what I might need to do, just because I'm so obsessive, is I might need to just fully upgrade the train and then start repairing it, so that I can, be comforted in the knowledge that I don't need my scrap for anything permanent, so I can actually use it for something that helps me win. Okay, so let's find out what this guy has to say.
Paul asked me to design a new weapon to help you hunt Charles. And using my extensive demolitions experience, I made this rocket launcher.
Okay.
I've been wanting to see Warren's empire crumble for a long time. So building this puppy was a hell of an opportunity.
I almost hoped that his reading would use the word puppy as though he had actually built an actual puppy. I'm almost disappointed that the reading was normal.
Now that you're here, I need a few minutes to remove some safety features. While I'm working on that, why don't you bring that box of rocket ammunition back here from inside the bunker down the rail?
Okay, rocket ammunition. Where is that now? Over there. All right, sure, we'll do that. But before I do that, let's actually go forward and find the other NPC in case they've got, I want to be efficient with my time. If they're going to send me in a similar direction, I'd like to know. Hello.
I'm sure Eugene told you all about me, so I need not introduce myself. Name's Greg, by the way. In case you haven't heard already, Warren, the mine boss, is keeping 3 monster eggs locked away.
Okay, so is this guy going to send me after the second egg?
We're unsure why he wants to protect the eggs. If they hatch, they would surely turn into monstrous creatures like Charles. To prevent this, we need you to steal all 3 and use them to bait Charles so we can destroy him. One of the eggs is in the north mine. Here's the key to the entrance.
Okay, so let's look for the mine. Oh, it's way the crap over there. Okay, well, eventually I'll get over that way, so we'll worry about that then. Let's go over to the coast to talk to that last person and see what they are up to. So Orthaus is saying that this game reminds him of 7 Days to Die. What about this game reminds you of what aspect of 7 Days to Die? Because 7 Days to Die is a very sort of simulated, open-ended kind of game. And this one, the progression at least seems very straightforward and scripted. The fact that you and Charles move freely all over the map does lend it a certain sense of openness. But yeah, otherwise I do think of this as being a fairly, I guess linear is not the right word for this, because you can do these missions in absolutely any order. I would not call this linear, but it is scripted. It's not simulating your life on this island the way that 7 Days to Die is simulating your life in that blocky, apocalyptic zombie world. Yeah, so La Coalición is, as he has before, bemoaning the fact that the console version of 7 Days to Die hasn't been updated in a long time because of some kind of confusing rights issue. Though, didn't you hear recently that that was going to change? I don't remember exactly what you told me last time, Coalición. How do you get into this room? Okay, there's a thing. I assume that will become a mini game as a part of this. Okay, I must have missed an obvious door. These all seem like windows. Oh, well, yes, I did. It's just right here in the front of the building. Hello. Hi. I figured out what doors are.
We haven't met, but I've heard lots about you coming to help us. I have a favor to ask. The breakers on the side of the lighthouse need replacing. I was recently attacked by Charles, so I'm unable to do it myself.
Oh, good thing you were able to respawn just like me.
The breakers are in the nearby supply shed. If you go get them and repair the lighthouse, I can try signaling passing ships to come help us. Once you finish, I have some spare scraps to give you.
Okay, yeah, so Orthaus and Coalición are suggesting that the main thing that reminds them of 7 Days to Die is sort of the ambiance of the game. Like, just the fact that, like, it's sort of this, like, kind of grim-feeling world. It's got creepy music, and it kind of makes you, it gives you the same sort of emotional vibe. I went outside to do a routine check of the lighthouse. As I walked around the corner of the building, I saw that beast, Charles. He spotted me and charged straight up the hill in my direction. That spider train is a hideous monster. I can't understand why Warren wants us to stay on Arenarium instead of trying to escape the beast. I suppose Warren has simply gone crazy, thinking he can handle this situation on his own. In any case, Charles ran right over me, trampling my leg. I won't be able to attend the upcoming meeting, and I've asked Greg to bring back a copy of your notes if possible. So, part of me actually weirdly... Okay, so I kind of want this game to get a movie adaptation. I have no idea why. It just sort of occurred to me. Okay, it's right over there. I'm facing right at it. Okay. It just realized that, like, I'm very curious what Choo Choo Charles would look like if, like, a professional movie studio built him, or a professional, effects studio built him and integrated him into, like, a super high production values live action cinematic sequence. And also just, I love it when small-time creators, like the solo developer of this game, build something that's so cool that it just sort of, it becomes something much bigger, and they suddenly, you know, like, something that was sort of developed in a garage basically grows to, like, fulfill some massive potential. Kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking of, is, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's was a similar project to this one. And now it's become this sort of, like, worldwide phenomenon as a game series. And now it's entered the zeitgeist to such a degree that that it's actually been a Hollywood movie. So there's going to be an order to this, isn't there? Oh, look at me. Look at me practically getting it on the first try. Not the first try, but, you know, I just had a weird gut instinct for the way that pattern was going to go once I got the first one.
Fixing the lighthouse will definitely increase our chances of being spotted.
So, in my chat, Zedric's like, I hate FNAF. And Action Quinn's like, I love FNAF. Oh, and Old Salty Dirty says, you sound like you're sick. You good, Jeffrey? So Milo has been sick and, like, unable to go to school for, like, a week and a half, mostly because of a persistent cough. And so typically when the kids get sick, I don't get anything. I just end up just staying normal the whole time. This time I think I have come down a little bit with what he had, but I'm getting a very light version of it. Like, I've got some chest congestion and a cough, and my energy runs out really fast. And so I think you're hearing the sort of remnant of that cough in my voice. That's what you're hearing. And I just have not had a lot of energy lately. I complained at the beginning of each stream about how tired I am, and it's still true. I think, but I typically have just a little bit of caffeine right before each stream, so that it kind of picks me up during the stream, and I'm able to get the stream out, and then I just collapse into bed soon afterwards.
Here are those scraps I promised.
So yeah, I'm a little bit sick, but not like big deal sick. I did put off a little bit of work today. Like, I did all the essential stuff that I needed to do at work, where I, you know, was talking and coordinating with other people and reading other people's work and giving them feedback and stuff like that. I didn't do the thing I wanted to do today, which was sit down for 3 hours and write a big, long spec about something. So I'm still going to need to do that, but I'll do it a little bit later. I just kind of, once I did all the social stuff, which is what makes me the most tired, I just didn't have the energy to, like the creative energy left to devote to writing a document. Okay, so wait. Am I going the right direction? Yes. Okay, I am headed back to my train. So we'll take my train to get a little bit closer to this. Actually, why bother? Because at the end of this mission, I'm going to have to be back here anyway. So I think I'm just going to go on foot over to this place. And who knows, maybe I'll run into some scrap along the way. So Zedric says the Five Nights at Freddy's like movie with Nicolas Cage was funny. I never watched it. So anything that's got a little bit of a horror vibe has got some extra friction from me before I can get into it. Just because, I mean, like, genuine serious horror movies really bother me. Like, I have a lot of trouble enjoying them just because the suspense around a jump scare just I find it kind of impossible to enjoy. And so I like a lot of horror movies in theory just because of the strange ideas that they often explore. And it makes me wish that I could enjoy them more. But that sort of jump scariness really, really drives me away. And so anything that's got a horror vibe, I anticipate that I'm unlikely to enjoy it, and I end up sort of staying away from it, even if it's fairly light. Like now and then, something horror will be either just so weird and enticing, I will have to watch it anyway, despite the fact that I've got this aversion to it. I'm trying to remember the name of the last horror thing I watched. There was some kind of, I think it was a Blumhouse movie about, oh right, this wasn't the, wait, no, is this, yeah, this is where the rocket ammo was, right? Oh, that's what I was doing? Okay, I didn't quite understand. Ow, okay, I guess I needed to run further than that. Okay, wait. Oh no, what? Oh, that wasn't what I meant to... Okay, that was a pretty funny joke. I appreciate that a lot, because what I thought that I was coming here to get rocket ammo, and I thought that these boxes with the explosive icon on them were going to contain rocket ammo, so I interacted with it, but the interaction was to send it rolling down a hill to cause an explosion that might hurt me, which was great. I am fully on board with this joke. Oh, okay, cool. Got some notes here. Grab the ammo, and what are you? Just some hooks. Okay, the light reflecting on these things makes them look like they're shining, like I'm supposed to interact with them, but I guess not. See, I'm trying to remember. It was, yeah, there was this I don't want to reveal anything about it. Like, I don't want to identify this Blumhouse movie that I saw by telling you the premise, because the premise is a surprise. Jeffrey from the future here. I hate it when I get stuff like this wrong. It wasn't Blumhouse. It was New Line, and the movie was Malignant. I don't want to say anything else about it because it's insane. It's one of the most insane things I've ever watched, and I loved it. But it didn't have a lot of jump scares. Like, the horror was the situation and the weird thing that was going on, rather than the horror just being, oh, boo, I gotcha. You know, and that's the kind of horror I like. I kind of like the kind of horror that's like conceptual, visceral, emotional horror, you know, philosophical horror. Like, you know, there are a bunch of jump scares in, what's it called? The Ring, for instance. Oh no. And the jump scares were not the fun part for me. The fun part for me was the moral dilemma at the end of the movie, which I guess I don't want to really describe, because, you know, if you haven't seen The Ring, you should. It's really good. But there's a moral dilemma at the end where, like, the heroine has to decide if she's going to do a thing to save someone that she loves. And it's really dark, but it's an interesting question. But, like, should she do it? Would you do it? You know? And that's the thing that I think horror movies are best at, is putting characters in such impossible dilemmas that it makes you strain your ideas of morality. That's really interesting, and I love that kind of thing. But I don't like to wade through a bunch of jump scares to get there. So, cool, listen, it's not that I like... It's not that I'm saying I like movies with no suspense. I do not enjoy jump scares. You can have suspense without jump scares. Suspense about what bad thing might happen to these characters. What choices might they make? What terrible situation are they going to get into? What horrors are they going to experience? That's suspense, and that really matters. You know, it's just is someone going to use a cheap trick to make me jump like I'm on a roller coaster and just hit a drop? Like, that is a skill, and somebody can be very good at that. And it's a respectable skill, and some people really enjoy that kind of entertainment, and it's totally fine. It's just not what I'm looking for. That's not the kind of movie that I want to watch. Anyway, whatever. We're just I've been reading all of the lore as respectfully as possible, but honestly, I don't need to read all of it. Here you go.
The launcher is in complete working order, so I'll let you take it from here. Oh, and take good care of it. After you're done, I have a few people to visit with it if you catch my drift.
Okay. This guy's about to murder a bunch of people? Hey, there's an extra island up there. There's like multiple islands. Are those visible on the map? Not that I can tell. Okay, so where do I want to go next? I guess I want to head up this way. I don't know. Okay, let me put the thing in the middle of the... There we go. I want to go up that way. That means I want to turn right up here. And this wasn't where I went before, though, was it? That's not... Is this... I don't remember exactly where I got this ammo, but I don't think it was right there. I still want to see what this is, if I haven't seen it already. But first, we've just collected a ton of scrap, and we should use it before we get killed and lose it. So let's get in here. 91. Okay. Damage maxed. Okay, I've got almost enough for more speed. Oh, frack! Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what he wants me to do exactly. Oh, he's there. Oh, hi. Okay, well, I mean, I'm screwed. Like, he was on the wrong side of my train for so long. I guess that, okay, I've lost 3. Okay, now I need 4 scraps before I can upgrade. I wasn't taking that fight very seriously. If I had accelerated, he would have been forced to get behind me, and then... That is actually interesting. I hadn't really been attacked while stationary before. And so I hadn't realized how important speed is. Because accelerating in your train is what forces him to be behind you. And then you can use your weapons on him. Okay, so this is a lot of damage. But it doesn't slow him down very much. And it's not fast. So I guess... Is what you're supposed to do is, like, shoot him with something that does high damage, switch weapons, shoot him with something that'll slow him down, then do high damage to him again while he's slowed down, and meanwhile let the weapons cool in between weapon switches, I guess? Okay, once I get to this path up here, I do want to divert and just make sure that I've found anything. So Raneth Cord is reminding me about one of my favorite horror things I've watched recently, which is Midnight Mass. And he's asked me if I've ever seen any other Mike Flanagan stuff. I don't think I've seen a lot of Mike Flanagan stuff. I think that might be the only Mike Flanagan thing I've watched. I did really like it. I think it has the occasional jump scare, but they're mild, and it didn't drive me away. And the moral dilemmas at the heart of that show were much more like why I was enjoying it, and they're good. They're good ones. I love it. There is kind of a lengthy speech near the end that felt like it was a bit much. From my perspective, it's like, okay, yeah, you could have said that in 30 seconds, and you made me listen to it for 3.5 minutes instead. But aside from that, it was fine. Okay, so this is one of those altars that Calliope was telling me is no longer an important part of the game, but used to be what the temple is now. So that's what that was, that spot. Yeah, that's what that was. Okay. So is this... I haven't been here yet, have I? Oh yeah, so one thing I've been wondering is, like, how much stuff is there on this map? Go! Okay. My stupid map marker ruined this. Like, it drives me crazy whenever I'm using a map marker in State of Decay 2 as well. It'll sometimes ruin my screenshots. Like, that might have actually been kind of a fun YouTube short. It's me getting freaked out by this mask. Except it's got a stupid X on it. Oh, I hate the map marker so much. I hate it so much. Hey, why can't I pick up this scrap under here? It's not shiny. Did somebody grab the art from the scrap and use it as a prop that wasn't an interactive scrap? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Wait, what is this place? Okay, anyway, the thing that I was wondering was how much of this map is made up of things that are part of the explicit missions, and how much of it is just stuff you can explore on your own. I think we might be getting an answer here that there's some interesting stuff you can explore on your own that has nothing to do with the missions. So maybe I should... Actually, you know what? I have no idea what this person did with their game, but I just realized, you know what I would have done if I was making a game like this and I was trying to tune how much scrap there should be in the game. Oh, this is locked. I wonder, by the way, how many locked doors, like these locked doors, are they just permanently locked? Or am I at some point going to get something that lets me unlock these doors? 'Cause I've got lockpicks to help me open those containers. I wonder if I'm going to get something that lets me unlock the doors. Yeah, you freak. Anyway, the thing that I would probably do is, I just realized, I would probably have the scrap that's associated with mission rewards. I would make sure that that scrap is enough to pay for all the upgrades. And then I would probably distribute other scrap that has nothing to do with missions all over the map. And just sort of use that as a standard to like say like, okay, if you go and do all the missions, that will give you enough scrap to do all the upgrades that you need. I've guaranteed that's there. And then I'll put a bunch of other scrap that can be for your repairs. And I would just sort of like, I would try to organize it that way in my head to make sure that I put the right numbers and that I was like, you know, take the part of it that is more locked down and have that be the thing that's associated with the upgrades, and take the part of it that's just random and very, very flexible, but also takes a little bit more effort to find, and have that be what funds the repairs. I have no idea how the developer of this game decided to do it, but that's kind of how I would probably... And there's no reason to necessarily do it that way. There's no reason why that's the way you have to do it. But in my head, that's the reason that's the way I kind of want to do it. Sometimes in game design, one of the fun things to do is just make up a structure for something and a meaning for something that it absolutely does not need. That's just because then it just becomes a game for you, you know? Okay, so there's something over here that I should keep an eye out for. I also need to turn right at the fork up ahead. I'm avoiding spending my 25 scrap because I've just got so much of it. If I can get 3 more of it, I can buy one of the more expensive upgrades, and that feels worth it. Though if Charles attacks me, I'm immediately spending as much of it as I can on an upgrade I can't afford. So, yeah, Komodo says I can 100% relate to that. Yeah, like, it's like funny. Like, game design is often, for the people creating it, a game in and of itself. Like we often, you know, because we love games, sometimes, you know, we gamify our own jobs. Like, make it a kind of a game to create the game. Put weird little things in there that are just there to entertain us while we're making it. Okay, so let's hit stop right here. Actually, I don't need to pull the lever. If I'm going to get out anyway, I can just get out and it'll automatically stop. It's a smart train. Okay, so flip that. I do really like this game's creepy atmosphere. Like, folks who are calling that out as being like the thing they love about it, it makes a lot of sense. That's an area where they're successful. You know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Sir, You Were Being Hunted. Like the creepy atmosphere, the art style, the leave me the crap alone, Charles. Okay. I want to stop actually up here first to go down to this. Just because it looks like somebody put something there very intentionally. And I want to know what it is. Alright, any second now. It'll be the right time to hop off. I guess right now. Ooh, is this going to be the scrap that I want? Yes, I think it is. Before I do anything else, let's spend this scrap. Okay, armor and damage fully upgraded. Now, I just want to get... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Oh, no! Oh, no! Charles! No! Oh! Whoa! I didn't know he could throw me off a cliff. That was pretty great. I only had one scrap to lose, so not too big a deal. Wow. I loved that. That was great. Did my train always have horns? No! I didn't realize my train has been changing its appearance as I upgrade it. I had no clue that was going on. Does it only upgrade, like, its appearance when you max something out? Or has it been upgrading in small ways this entire time? Well, anyway, I'm glad I spent that huge pile of scrap before I got thrown off a cliff. Alright, so what's over here? Oh, it's some kind of cave? Man, whoever built this was just having fun making an interesting, intricate world. Hope there's 16 scrap in here exactly. You know, when you're on a large game team, oftentimes one of the jobs is being a prop artist. Is making a bunch of props. Or if you got the funding for it, you know, sometimes you'll outsource a zillion props to some outside studio or buy a bunch of assets from somebody. But if you're a solo game developer, you got to make every prop yourself. And so it's interesting to see, like, they made a very small number of props for themselves. Like, they got this box, they've got this explosive box, they've got this lantern, they've got this thingy. Oh, and yeah, this is actually kind of a rare piece. I don't see this one very often. But you notice most of all the rest of the set dressing, a stool, a table, is the same handful of objects again and again and again. And really, you know, it's funny to me how little of that you actually need. Because, yeah, particularly the box of explosives, I keep noticing it again and again because it feels like it should be a resource. It feels like it's a pickup. Like the big, bright logo on it makes me think it's, you know, it uses some of the same visual language that I use to identify pick-upable resources in other games. And so it kind of triggers my brain, and so I notice it a lot, the repetition of it a lot. But actually, it's all the other objects around it are also being repeated just as much. But the thing is, like, when you're moving through a world like this, you're usually not, at least for me, some people might be a little bit more detail-oriented and pick up on it more, but I'm not actually examining the fine details of each scene again and again and again. I'm not paying attention to how much certain props are repeating. I'm just taking in the scene as a whole. And when you're taking the scene as a whole, just what's important is that there be the right amount and type of clutter in a place. Not that the clutter be arranged in a particular way or have it be a particular set of clutter. And so really, you can get away with a lot of reused props. And it doesn't make the game look bad, because as long as when you're looking in a direction, you see an appropriate amount of clutter that makes it feel lived in and real, you're not really parsing what the clutter is. And so you can see the same, you know, chair or book or table in every single house in the world, and it's fine. Like, who cares? Just you're not like examining the tables like you're some kind of like furniture critic or something like that. You just need there to be a table there to feel like a kitchen or something like that. Okay, so La Coalición is running a poll that I'm kind of scared of. He says that the question is, which actor could replace Jeffrey on an Undead Labs stream? And the choices are Simon Pegg, Nicolas Cage, Rupert Grint, Damian Lewis, and Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep and Simon Pegg are getting the most votes so far. There wasn't Damian Lewis on there. That's probably the one I feel the most complimented by, because he's a classically handsome man and an excellent actor. I loved him in Homeland and in Band of Brothers. I don't watch Billions, so I don't know his latest stuff. Simon Pegg is also a massive compliment. You're kind of flattering me with this stuff, which, you know, I mean, I'm not going to complain about too much. Okay, let's hop out here, because it looks like there's a building I could stop at. So actually, there's going to be enemies there. Whoa. Sorry, that thunder scared me. Whenever I run over here to escape an enemy, I do want to be coming at the back of the train. And it's tough because the track just always orients the left side of the train towards wherever I'm going. Occasionally the right side, but mostly the left. And so it takes special effort. Oh, crap. It takes special effort to get them behind it where I can shoot them. Okay, so follow me this way. Okay, wait, maybe he won't follow me all this far. By the way, I have no... What? Where is he? I guess that worked. I was wondering how hard it was going to be to hit him with a rocket launcher. Apparently, its blast radius is so large, I couldn't even see the guy. But I got him anyway. That works. But yeah, I mean, all of those actors you listed are amazing in their own way. Like, Rupert Grint has been doing some... So actually, all of the Harry Potter core cast have been doing really interesting and cool things with their career since then. It would have been so easy to become, like, a disaster child actor after doing something as huge as Harry Potter. But, like, all three of the main cast members have gone on to have really cool and interesting acting careers, which I think is admirable, and it speaks well of both them as actors and also... like their families and like sort of the people surrounding them who, you know, it's very easy for those people to do a bad job and have their kids end up pretty messed up. But it looks like, you know, like both, you know, how they were managed as kids and then the adults that they, you know, grew themselves into, both of those seem to have succeeded at giving themselves interesting, cool, and normal lives, which, yeah, anyway, it's just admirable. You hear so many stories and see so many examples of children with Hollywood careers just having no idea. Oh, frack!
You're in the wrong place, my friend!
Get away from me. Oh, crap. Oh, gosh. Do.
Run.
Yeah, you better run after me so I can shoot you with my rocket launcher. Now, it may have been a fluke that I got that other guy with the rocket launcher. Are you still... Yep. Oh, hey, scrap. Ah!
Beat it.
Ah! I don't know if it's always going to be that easy to kill someone with a rocket launcher or if that first guy was special. Come here. Let me interact with you. Well, that one was pretty easy. All right. Well, anyway, let's head back in there. Malator is pointing out that the Weird Al movie was amazing. So it was on one of the very few streaming services that I don't subscribe to. And so I haven't seen it yet. I love Weird Al, though, and so I do look forward to seeing it at some point. it was exclusive to something I didn't pay for. All right. It's like some kind of labyrinth. Yay! Blue paint. I turned left to come in here, right? Oh, I can hear a dude. Eggs in there. Why am I screwing around? Let's open this. Pick up the egg before something bad happens. Oh, what? Oh, that closes behind me. Great, now I have to go this way. I have no idea what's here. That's actually kind of cool. Oh, there's so much scrap in here. Okay, he didn't see me. Okay, you know what? That scrap, worth leaving behind to avoid having a problem with that man. Ah, so this is... Okay, I didn't go this way initially.
Who's that?
Whoa, frack! Because I don't know. I didn't know that that was... I assumed that there was... that when I turned left across that bridge, I actually assumed I was just going into a little secret room. And that the real way was the way I just escaped through. But no, actually, I went the correct way. And the way I just escaped through was just the exit. Okay, so let's... I assume this guy's still behind me. Let's run him back here. Wait, he's whistling? Oh, somebody's whistling. It's not him. Oh, it's maybe a bird.
Stop right there!
You stop. What? I was about to say, how did that first one not kill him? I felt like that might have been the best shot I had taken so far. Oh, so Ranithcord says that apparently... Okay, so when they said it was exclusive to Roku, when the Weird Al movie was exclusive to Roku, I assumed that meant that you had to be paying Roku for something in order to get it. Apparently, I'm wrong. According to Ranithcord, you don't have to pay. It's free. You just have to, like, download the app or whatever, or have it on your smart TV or something. Okay, I had no idea. I assumed I had to pay for something and didn't bother researching it. So, cool. Good to know. Is this anything? No. Maybe I will have to watch it then. Okay, yeah, so apparently my viewers tied on whether or not Simon Pegg or Meryl Streep would be the best actor to portray me. So I guess congratulations on coming to an interesting answer. Okay, that was it. I just wanted to come back, and since I was going to just leave that guy behind me, but since I did manage to kill him, might as well grab the scrap. How much scrap do I have now? 19. I think that's enough for a speed boost. So we're getting there. I am starting to run low on time, though. I do need to start considering drop kicking my children into bed at some point. So how should we try to end this? We've got some more missions over here. And then we've got some missions down here as well. You know, I think that actually, I mean, that collection of missions is probably a good way to start our next episode. So I think we'll just have to kind of end it a little bit anticlimactically with me just spending some scraps. And that's like my last thing. And then we should get out of here. Let's see. Did I miss anything else in the chat? So let's see here. So La Coalition is wondering if I can actually kill NPCs with this rocket launcher. I assume the NPCs are not the same kind of thing as the enemies. Like, under the surface, I think the game probably considers them to be completely different things. And so there'd be no reason for them to inherit the ability to get killed. So Zedric says that actually an anticlimactic ending is fine for him. He's got to go to bed anyway. Yeah, so I'm on the West Coast of the United States, and so a lot of my audience is later than me in the day. And so now that it's getting on towards 9 o'clock my time, it's getting on towards midnight or weird hours of the morning for a lot of folks to the east of me. Oh no, Coalition was wondering if I could kill myself. Okay, when you said he had a typo. It sounded like he said unally myself, but what he said was unalive myself, which is a different thing. So actually, well, let's just find out. Let's fire this thing as close to me as we possibly can. Yeah, it does look like my health went down a little bit. So yeah, if I keep firing that, I could probably kill myself. I have no intention of doing that. I have no desire to do that because all it'll do is cost me scrap. And you know what? I'm already feeling like a lot of kind of foolish levels of anxiety over how much scrap I have. So I'm not going to do it. But apparently, yes, you can damage yourself if you're not careful, which probably means what I want to do is, once I've fully upgraded this train, I'm moving at top speed, there might be a period of time where Charles is trying to catch up with me. And during that period of time, I probably want to be shooting with the rocket launcher. But once he gets close enough to me, I probably don't want to be doing that. Because, I'm definitely damaging myself with it. I might end up damaging the train with it, which is a bigger problem. So I probably want to shoot the rocket launcher at him a couple of times, do as much damage as I can. But once he gets close, maybe I switch to the flamethrower to drive him away, like slow him down so that I get some distance again, then switch back. Like, the fact that I have to abandon the gun, go inside, grab another gun, and install it, then come back to the gun, makes switching weapons really onerous. I don't know if I'm good enough at it. Do I have time? Like, if I slow him down, if I'm moving at top speed and I slow him down with the flamethrower, and then go and switch to the rocket launcher, will he already have caught up to me by the time I have the rocket launcher? In which case, I'll want the flamethrower again. Not sure. That'll be a question that I have once I actually am ready to seriously start fighting Choo Choo Charles. Ortha says that he's a resource hoarder in games like me, for no reason. And yeah, so, I think the reason is that as, early hominids, acquiring useful things and storing them up was good for our survival. But, things that you evolve, impulses that you evolve, are not rational. There's a rational reason for them to exist, but they themselves are not rational. They're just, if they were useful to your survival, you get them, whether they make sense all the time or not. And so, having this compulsive desire to collect as much useful stuff as you can and hold on to it was really valuable. And so it was worth it for us to also do that with stupid things that have no actual intrinsic value. It's worth us having that weird behavior in order to get the valuable behavior. So there you go. Anyway, let's wrap this up. I'm going to go put my kids to bed. I will see you later. There's a subscribe button. Here's the next Choo Choo Charles episode. I'm still playing this. I was not expecting to want to play so much of this game. Good on ya, developer who made it.